Good morning and welcome to Terra Resort. So if you didn't know, Terra Luna just opened. Its sister resort opened a little bit while back, Stellar Nova. These are the first group of the Epic Universe hotels that are both value resorts. I want to emphasize that because I feel like some people are forgetting they're value resorts. So come in with the expectation of you're getting a value. Last of the hotels will obviously be Helios, but we can't obviously go there until the park opens. So we're gonna be heading inside. As you can see, the outside here, I really like the outside of these. I have heard, one thing I just wanted to mention, I have heard from people that have stayed here. I'm obviously not staying here tonight. I really want to, hopefully near future, but the tiles on the outside are quite loud when it rains. So that's just something to keep in mind. And you can actually see right over there is Stellar Nova, its sister resort. So they're just right across the street. And then if you can see off in the distance beyond the newly opened roads over here, you can see Helios and Epic. So we're gonna head across the street now and we're gonna head towards the lobby. So before we go in, here is the pull-up section. I do really like the architecture of this resort. That is one thing I really like. I like all of its smoothness. I think it looks really cool. Ignore the truck over there. But over here is your resort shuttle, so just right off to the right side of the entrance. This is how you're gonna get to both the Epic Universe, Volcano Bay. They do run straight to Volcano Bay, so you don't gotta get over to Universal, then take a bus to Volcano Bay. And obviously to City Walk and everything over there. You can actually see off in the distance, I don't know how well you can see it, see the back of Donkey Kong and Super Nintendo. But we're heading into the lobby. So as I mentioned, the resort did open yesterday. So off to the right is going to be baggage and check-in. They do have a really fun photo op. I don't know if this is permanent. I would say not, just because of the way it's held down and stuff. But it's a fun Terra Luna photo op. Obviously has the opening day on there. And we're going to head into the store first, right next to the vacation planning too. So in here they are going to have some merch we haven't seen yet. I mean, I've been to Epic, but I've actually never seen this vacuum insulated one, and there's a couple other Epic Universe branded things that I haven't seen. But I do like a lot of this merch. I really like this hat. I really do not like trucker hats though, so very upsetting to me that it is. Some of this merch will be the first time you actually get to see it with this Fantastic Beasts shirt from the Ministry of Magic stuff. They basically have the new wands. I believe this is the first time too, outside of the new park, you can see the new robes that I like a lot more than the old ones. I think they're a little thinner. House hats up there. And this is kind of your general merch. This isn't going to be everything, obviously. There's going to be a lot of stuff that is going to be exclusive to the parks, like some of the stuff I'm wearing right now. But I think the overall merch selection here is pretty good. If you're looking to grab something before the park opens to be able to wear to the park, it's a great stop here in the store right off to the left as you enter. You're also going to have your like stuff you might need on vacation, sun hats, bathing suits, sunscreen, stuff like that in this store right there. So first off, we're going to head off to the right side to Omega Cafe and Market. Did want to mention off to the left there is a bar right there. Not currently open, I believe it's only open in the afternoons, obviously. But it's a nice little bar area with some spinning seats over there. And here's a look at the market. I have heard very good things about Stellar Nova's food, so I would assume that it's pretty similar over here. They might have a couple different options. I do like their food counters more over here. This is a much more open space than over at Stellar Nova. They're gonna have grab and go stuff. They're gonna have obviously like full dining stuff too. You can actually get like pizzas, pasta, chicken tenders, fries, you know, like the whole shebang. Here is the resort mugs. One thing I always like to mention about the resort mugs here, they will not work in the parks. This is Lowe's, so it's not Universal. It is still like Universal branded, but it's not Lowe's. So you can get resort mugs here, but they will not work in the parks, including Epic Universe. So don't bring them into the parks, assuming that. But they do have freestyle machines that I always like to see, and that's the order pickup. Overall, I think this dining area is really nice. It's had some really nice seating. It's not too busy in here today, that I'm kind of surprised with. Must have been a lot of people here on opening day, except today. But again, I really like the more open feeling to this one over Stella, where it kind of feels shoved back in a corner. And I think the bar looks pretty similar, but just, you know, general likelihood. And as I always like to mention, your closest bathroom is going to be actually here in the market off to the right side. So if you're looking for a bathroom, as soon as you get in, run past into the market, and it's going to be on the right side. So then heading off to the left, if you keep heading straight, you're going to find both the fitness center and the elevators to your guest rooms. Oh, didn't even notice this before. Don't know how well it's showing up in camera. It's like a weird optical illusion. Looks really weird on the eyes. Kind of similar looking to the one in Mummy. Doesn't look like it's showing up on camera super well, but it's kind of cool. Off to the left is going to be obviously the Universal store, and then guest rooms, fitness center, you know, elevator up to the guest rooms. I've heard the hallways of the guest rooms, especially that middle floor one, has like the star ceiling. Really, really cool. Obviously, I'm not going to go up there. I'm not staying here. There's the fitness center actually right there. And we'll be showing obviously rooms at the end, as we always do. Lots of nice seating out here. I will say, probably won't be super great when it's super sunny, but they do have a lot of shading over there for seating. That's going to be more towards the cafe and everything. They have a very big pool. That's always good to see at these value resorts, because a lot of times these bigger pools will accommodate more, especially when you have a whole hotel tower here. So really, really big pool, and actually probably like one of the biggest hot tubs I've ever seen. Over there, that whole like circle area is a hot tub. It's a big hot tub. Like, I don't know why people are in it. It's hot as crap out here, but it's cool to see a big hot tub because you don't get to see them often. You can also see the bar situation outside. They do have food, drinks, you know, have beer too, anything you might need to buy poolside. Obviously, a lot of pools around here will have a bar side or a poolside bar, not a bar side pool. But I think overall their seating areas out here are really nice. They also have on the left side over there like kind of a beachy area with some ping pong, some like flat games and stuff, and they have some very nice lighting too, like bulb lighting above. So I bet that looks very, very pretty at night. Oh, we're heading back inside. Again, this is gonna be a really short one, sorry. There's just not, the lobby area, this is again, value resort. It's not gonna be as big as some other ones. But I personally really like the architecture of this resort. I love all of its smooth corners and stuff. I think I might like Stellar Nova a little bit more in the lobby area. I like the cafe more in this one, but I think the lobby area over there looks a lot smoother and a lot nicer. But I still think this is very cool. And again, this is a value resort. Keep that in mind when you're looking at all this. I've seen some, you know, complaints here and there, but I'm also like, it's a value resort. You're kind of getting what you paid for. And I still think it's a very nice looking resort. Not a huge lobby area. You're not going to have a bunch of amenities or anything, but you are going to get, you know, what you need. And I think that's perfectly fine for a resort. So we're going to head up to the front and we're going to go wrap up. All right, well, we're out front now. So again, not a big resort. That's kind of its thing. It's a small, compact that I personally like. I think some of the big resorts are really fun when you have a lot of walking space and stuff. But when I'm personally on vacation, I prefer everything to be a little more condensed, because then after the day at the park, I don't have to wander back to my room for like a mile. I mean, it's up to you. Some people like this more secluded resort feels. I personally don't. It's purely up to preference. Two big things I want to mention quickly about this resort, if you're still watching. The first, it's a value resort. Come with that expectation. You're getting a good deal. I'll try to find the prices and put them up on screen, obviously, with the rooms right now. Just remember, you're in a value resort. I think that's what a lot of people are not realizing with this, is that it's cheaper, I believe cheaper than a lot of the hotels just around here. And you're still on Universal property, so you're still getting their buses and you're still getting the kind of Universal amenities. That's the other thing I want to mention. Here, you are obviously pretty close to Epic Universe in general, but the other part of the resort, the islands, not Epic, Studios and Volcano Bay, are all kind of a decent bus ride distance away from here. And if you're driving, you're gonna have to drive a little bit. I would always suggest bringing the buses instead of driving though, because the buses are probably gonna be just as quick, and you're also not gonna have to worry about paying for parking or anything over at the resort. So that's just something to keep in mind. You are close to Epic. You're still gonna have to ride a bus over there, but you're gonna have a lot closer experience there. You're gonna be able to see it from the top rooms up here. If you actually stay in the top rooms, I've definitely seen, especially at Stellar Nova, you can see Epic from your windows. So if that's a big deal to you, if you're really excited for Epic, you should stay over here. But again, just factor in, you're a little bit further from the other parks. So thanks for watching. Hope you learned something a little bit new about this hotel. I hope this video brought a little more joy to you today, and we'll see you guys next time.